Inferno, you remember back in 2010, part of the Elite Extremists with Derek Nykirk, a guy that had a falling out.
Wow.
And he has become a real...
I'd almost forgotten about this guy.
He had long hair. They used to call him GQ.
Yes, they did.
But now he is...
He looks like a biker guy. He looks like the type of guy that you wouldn't want coming to collect your money when you got to pay the bookie.
No, absolutely.
You don't have it all, right?
Yeah, I think that's what his new job is.
Wow. He's right in Kevin Kross's face. He's not intimidated at all.
You know,
I'll tell you what, Paulie Cover here, he really talks of, does a lot of strong talking on the show for a guy with an ugly tie like that. Did you see that tie,
Yeah,
Joe?
yes, I did. I'm just shocked that Gallo, and again, here was a guy that had all the talent in the world, no disputing that whatsoever, just a guy that, you know, kind of did things his own way, and it didn't really fit what we were doing here in FSW.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Here. He kind of makes Kevin Kross look a little bit small in that ring, doesn't he?
You know, one thing I do got to give credit to Paulie Cover for, some great talent has reemerged here in FSW, along with the great roster that we have. It's just getting bigger and bigger, Disco Inferno, and it makes the shows even better.
Well, I hope he's not overbooking these shows. I mean, you know, did you give this guy an open checkbook when he's making the matches here?
Well, not really.
Right?
You know, I was unaware of the surprise that Paulie Cover.
Yeah, so he's like he's calling his own shots here. You know, the commissioner is works for the owners usually, correct?
Usually.
Well, he's kind of like going into business for himself here.
Well, you know, we had a lot of unsuccessful commissioners in the past,
well,
and I felt Paulie Cover, and despite some of his actions toward Kevin Kross, I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Well, he's kind of making his
legacy.
No. I want to go a different way here. His issues with Kevin Kross are kind of clouding his judgment on what his role should be here in FSW. I think he's kind of making it a lot more personal than a commissioner.
Well, absolutely. There seems to be a vendetta going on.
Right. It's like he's like coming after Kevin Kross.
And we've had some conversations, and he's promised to do things, but you know, I guess sometimes, the emotions, kind of like Cam Newton, the emotions got in the way. You know, is he a sore loser or is he just disappointed? And Gallo, as I said, he looks like a beast. And if he does business the right way, similar to a couple of years ago, Jason Partain, who's been in and out of FSW. He's kind of doing things the right way, and he's a major asset to the company.
Yeah, he's the FSW strongman. You know
yes.
what I mean? Like Jason Partain, has been a guy like, he can step in the main event picture just based on the fact that he's stronger than everybody else in FSW.
And right now, this is going to be an interesting contest for Kevin Kross. He hasn't been able to study a guy like Gallo, not knowing who his opponent is. And again, as you said, a guy who's as big as him. You know, Kevin Kross doesn't. Bigger, wider, It's going to be an interesting contest.
Well, Kevin Kross is claiming that he's the most vicious shooter in wrestling today. So let's see if he uses those skills when taking on a big guy like this.
And as you can see, he's wrestling a little bit of a different style, and he's keeping it grounded because he feels that maybe keeping Gallo on the mat is where it's going to be to his advantage.
Well, wear him down because the guys obviously hadn't been in the ring as much over the years. He wants to take this guy to the limit. Kind of a braggadocious tights that Kross has on there. The world champ Kevin Kross.
Yeah, so look at this, still holding on.
Boy, he's kind of like squeezing his brains out right now. How do you think that feels?
Probably not too good. A lot of times you're watching, you say, man, that looks like a lackluster kind of headlock. Doesn't really look like he's trying to inflict pain.
Right.
Well, the object of the headlock is to inflict pain.
Oh, he's good. Look at that. He's gouging his mouth.
Kevin Kross is not using this as a spot to lay on him and rest. He's trying to wear him down, which is a big difference than you see a lot of times with that move.
Well, I see it differently. I just think, look at him, he's trying to squeeze his brains out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not just trying to rest on him, as the match is pretty early on.
Well, you got to talk in layman's terms when you're dealing with the FSW audience. You kind of make it feel. Sometimes you get too sophisticated with your commentary, Joe.
Little big chop right there.
Ooh, wow. I heard that. They heard that in Reno.
Gallo is definitely no joke, and he came here You know, these are two huge heavyweights, Disco. You know, a lot of times you see with this new style of professional wrestling, it's two guys flippy-flopping around. These are just two beasts.
Acrobatics. Acrobatics is what I call it.
This is old school.
This is a fight between two big guys. You know, people could say that, you know, professional wrestling, you know, there's certain types of fans these days. And you could argue that your fan base at wrestling shows these days consists of two different groups of people. Families that come that love professional wrestling, and the rest of your crowd are basically trolls who come here to basically try to take over the show with their chants and their.
Look at these clubbing.
You know, like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I totally understand.
Yeah, exactly. So what you have to do as a professional wrestler, if you can provide a skill set that can appease both of those fan bases, like Kevin Kross has, what you have there is a guy that can really go far in the business these days. Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah. He is an anomaly in the business right now. That you don't see it these days.
Well, he's getting his ass whooped right now, to be honest with you.
And right now,
we're talking about Kevin Kross, and we should be talking about this Gallo kid because he's beating Kevin Kross up right now.
He definitely is. You know, a man who started here in FSW, the very first show at the Rancho Swap Meet, part of the title tournament, always had high expectations. You know, he's done very well in the business.
What's he doing here?
He's a guy who basically reinvented himself, as we said. You know, a guy who was known as GQ, and now he's the guy known as the King of No Rules, who goes in there and just wants to beat your face in.
Wow, nice kick.
Right to the midsection, which might be the weakness of Gallo.
Ooh!
Look at that big boot to the side of the head. And as we said, these are two big men battling it out when Kevin Kross is the small guy at 260 pounds.
How much does he weigh?
260.
Well, this Gallo kid's got to be about 280 at least.
I'm thinking he's pushing close to 3.
Yeah, he is.
And it's kind of like Jason Partain, you know, that looks like he has a gut, but the gut is hard as a rock.
Like the Iron Sheiks used to
Yes.
be. Yes.
And right now, Kevin Kross, he knows he's got to lay it in with some huge forearms. At the Vail Pavilion, we return on the 28th of February, Disco. Pride, Honor, Respect, featuring stars from Ring of Honor invading the FSW.
Really?
That is
invading.
Right. They are invading.
Well, I'm going to set up a
look at that.
Wow. Posted him. If they try to invade, we better be prepared to fight back.
Better be prepared. Rocky Romero.
I'll knock a guy out. I'll knock his teeth out of his throat. He tries to invade me, Joe.
That's right.
How about you? You ready to fight for FSW?
If my sciatica gets
please.
better.
You one of those guys always complain about how your back
It hurts. What can I tell you?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not as tough as you.
Yeah, right. Jeez. You're sciatic, my back, my L5. You know, you're one of those guys, right?
It's all right. I'm meeting with Jake the Snake. We're going to have a meet-up with a DDP.
The dude of the DDP.
Yes,
Okay, take care of that.
It might be a new disciple.
Absolutely.
But right now, the main event, the FSW title on the line. A man who has not been in FSW for almost 5 years. Gabriel Gallo taking it to the champ. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And he wants to walk into FSW, shock the world, and walk out as the FSW heavyweight champion.
Well, he's doing pretty good with that so far. I mean, he's on his way, it looks like.
You know, and to be honest with you, you know, we talk about Paulie Cover's personal vendetta, but look at the guys that he has brought in.
Oh, what
Kevin
is this?
Kross. It looks like he's looking to power bomb him.
Is this under instruction from Paulie Corver?
It could be. And look at this, the backdrop. And that can't feel too good. Thank God he's grounded at 290.
Absolutely.
And Kevin Kross, this could be the turning point in the match, as Gallo has been in control for the majority of it. The crowd trying to get behind Kevin. A man who has quickly become the most favorite wrestler here in FSW.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
A guy who threatened to beat up the fans.
Yeah, beat up the fans, beat up everybody. Oh, wow, what is that? He's got a chair. He just tried to hit Paulie Corver with the chair.
And I'm not sure what he's doing because,
whoa,
under the rules and regulations of his title reign, if he gets disqualified, Disco, he loses the title.
Kevin, you're in the middle of a match, damn it. I know what you want. You want me to throw this all away. You want me to throw it all away in front of my jewelry. But what you don't understand is Kevin Kross is the people's executioner, and they need an execution, so guess what? You're going to get what you want.
Why would Kevin Kross do what Paulie Cover wants?
You said you are disqualified, Kevin. I'm going to kill him. Kevin, no! I'm going to kill him. No!
Right now, it looks like he's just taunting Paulie Cover.
Lose that title. No!
No offense, but shouldn't Paulie Cover want him to hit him with the chair, Disco?
You son of a bitch.
Whoa!
And Kevin Kross not only wants to win the match, he wants to humiliate Paulie Cover even further. Is that legal? They having a chair that he's sitting on to use?
He's not really using it as a weapon. He's just sitting in it. That's what chairs are used for. So that's what a chair is supposed to be used for, sitting.
But now he's getting a better position to choke out Gallo.
What is he doing? He's choking him out?
And this could be it.
Whoa.
And Gallo was able to hold on.
It's kind of weird right there. Oh, now he's poking his eyes. Oh, now he's biting him.
I guess he's got till 5 to stop biting. Oh, and look at this. A Death Valley driver. Not sure Gallo has enough to make the cover, Disco. As both men are down, the heavyweight champion.
He's got a chance to beat him right now. Just roll over and put your arm across him. This guy's out of gas.
Absolutely. I was just going to say he took everything he could to make one last gasp effort, and he cannot cover the champion, who is now up first.
Ooh.
And look at this, the right hand. And they are firing back and forth. Oh, these guys, these are two monsters. And Kevin Kross looking like he is getting the best of Gabriel Gallo. But look at that reversal into the turnbuckle. And look at that, the elbow to the jaw. And Kevin Kross, he is just firing away with the forearms. And look at these two guys. They are just, oh, look at that, the knee to the jaw.
Knee.
And
another big knee to the stomach, wow.
And Kevin Kross, he says now is the time. And he is laying in the kicks to the midsection. Oh, and look at that. Gallo ducks under. The swing and a miss, but he's got him up. And there is the Doomsday Saito. 1, 2, 3, and there you have it.